The Hero in the Hidden by Kitty Cat on AO3. Episode 33. Chapter 28. But what did you expect? Hizashi tried to slow his heart as he ducked into an alley, letting the bags fall to the floor quietly. He breathed heavily, slowly sliding down the wall and putting his head in between his legs. He needed to breathe. Hizashi? Shouta asked over the phone, the worry seeping through his voice. Hizashi, what happened? Hizashi took a deep breath, trying to stop the tears that rolled down his cheeks. Shouta, I found him, he whispered. Shouta took a deep breath, and he could hear a door shutting before he responded. Hizashi, did I mishear you? Please tell me I didn't mishear you. Hizashi took in a shaky breath, shaking his head. No, Shouta. I found him. I found Izuku. He could hear Shouta swallowing back tears and pacing the door. Hizashi was never personally on the case. He wasn't tasked by the detective or the Hero Commission to find the missing kid. But though Shouta and Kayami had learned of the poor boy's story, he was present when Shouta yelled at Kayami the night he had brought Toshi into the apartment about how irresponsible she was. He had seen the photos of the missing kid database, but was never allowed to explore it further. Shouta would know what to do better than him. His quirk wasn't suited for a stealth situation. What do I do, Shouta? He asked, running his hands through his hair. He was glad he had put his hearing aids this morning before going grocery shopping. This would have been harder through text. Shouta took a deep breath, signaling Hizashi do the same. I can't leave Hitoshi here alone. I can send Tsukauchi to your location, but it might come too late. Hizashi swallowed, shaking his head. I can just give you all the details from what I saw. He took a deep breath, getting his thoughts together. Shouta, he signed at me. He could hear a laptop open and clink as Shouta responded. Yeah, he learned to sign from his mom. We already knew that. Amazing, he recognized you without your costume. No, Shouta, he says, standing up slowly. He was missing fingers, and they had him in a wheelchair, barefoot. He looks like he's given up. He heard Shouta inhale sharply over the phone. You need to go now. You can't do this on your own. We don't know the nature of the quirk yet. I'll send everyone I can. Hizashi took a deep breath, leaving the food on the floor as he stepped out the alley. Shouta, I need to help him. That's why I became a hero. Hizashi, no. He canceled the call, putting his phone in his pocket. He was a hero, and a kid needed savings. He walked into the store he had seen the trio go into and looked up the camera monitor that hung over the cash station. He put a smile on, running his hands through his long hair. Grabbing a basket, he started down the aisles, scanning the shelves. He was able to spot the trio through the bags of flour, looking at the assortment of easy-to-make ramen. Izuku was staring blankly at the ceiling, his head lying on the back of the wheelchair, limply. His hands were still on his lap, allowing Hizashi to see the damage. He had two blood-stained bandages covering over them, the blood cracked and dry. Hizashi would think he was asleep if it were not for the way his mouth moved slowly, muttering something. He couldn't make it out from here. He was the worst suited for this. Kayama could just knock them out with her quirk. Shouta could cancel the unknown quirk and portal. He couldn't do any of that. He followed the trio around for 10 minutes, counting each tick of the clock of the wall. Izuku still didn't move aside from muttering something. It irritated Hizashi that he couldn't step in now. He needed a good way to stall them until the better-equipped heroes could arrive. Play the game. Go shopping, get food. Calm. His hands shook so much that he dropped the can he was holding, hitting the floor with a clink and rolling across the floor. The pear-haired villain disappeared from the line of sight as he bent down to pick up the now dented can. Suddenly, there was a hand over his own, an artist glove covering 2 fingers.
Didn't I see you outside with groceries?
The man asked, his unnerving gaze shooting through Hisashi's spine. Hizashi took the can from his outstretched hand, putting it in the basket. Play the game. Stall. Save the kid. Hizashi chuckled, rubbing his neck. I dropped those off with my boyfriend, who's waiting for me outside. All this walking gets tiring for him, so I'm coming back to grab some last-minute items. The man smiled, his cracking eyes squinting.
I see. Errands can be so tiring.
His smile dropped suddenly as he tilted his head.
Why were you watching my family?
Hisashi grinned sheepishly, putting his hair onto his shoulders. I may not look it, but I'm a special education advocate. Hisashi makes up, gesturing to Izuku through the lines of cans. The other man stood protectively behind him, shopping forgotten as his hands rested on Izuku's shoulders. I was wondering if you'd like a better brand for a daily wheelchair, one that promotes the comfort of your kid. The man nodded, his pale hair falling over his face.
He's not special like that, though I'm sure he'd appreciate a better wheelchair.
He smiled slightly, leaning against the shelves.
He just happened to break his leg, and the pain meds keep him out of it.
Hisashi resisted the urge to suck in a breath. Is that why the kid hadn't run to him? Because of a broken leg? But why hadn't he yelled out? He wouldn't have needed to sign. Hisashi would have stopped them right there. Unless there was something else. Hisashi nodded, mirroring his motions. Show comfort. Play the game. Have you heard of the Eclipse wheelchairs? I have many clients that tend to use them. The man nodded, playing with the artist glove on his right hand.
Unfortunately, he can't exactly push himself on the medication he's on.
He suddenly looked up at Hisashi, his eyes flashing.
Have I met you before? Your face looks familiar.
Shit. He can't be recognized now. Not when he's so close. He should have included a mask on his hero costume. He smiled kindly, shaking his head. I don't recognize you. I just have one of those familiar faces. The man stared at him before nodding and turning away.
Very well, then. Enjoy your food.
Hisashi reached out, grabbing his turtleneck. Oh, wait! He called suddenly. Fuck. He should have thought about it better. The man turned back to him, a strange look in his eyes. Would you mind if I met with him quickly? Just to see if there's any services I could offer. The pale man smiled, adjusting his glove. Of course. He walked around the aisles, Hisashi following. This was it. Take the kid and run. Shouta had said he was exponentially light, so Hisashi shouldn't struggle with it. The other man saw Hisashi and turned around quickly, looking back at the shelf. He must be the one in control of the portals. It would explain why he wouldn't show his face to Hisashi. Hisashi followed, trying not to run to the kid's side. This is my family, the pale-haired man said. Feel free to talk to him, but he not be responsive. Hisashi nodded, watching the other man's gloved hand run along the can slowly, ready to turn back around if needed. Hey, kid, he said softly, touching Izuku's good hand. His skin was ice cold as he continued to stare off into space. Your dad here is nice enough to let me meet with you. See if there's anything I can help you with. The boy doesn't acknowledge him and continues muttering. He leans in closer, trying to make out the words. Tumor, curse, President Mike, monster, run. His words were so quiet that Hisashi could barely make them out. The kid knows he's here, but his words are so disoriented and his vision is so off-putting that Hisashi isn't sure if he understands. Can you tell me your name, kid? Hisashi asks, hoping to spark some response, some meaningful answer to his questions. Izuku just repeats that series of words over and over as Hisashi tries to ask him question after question. Hisashi tries again. I need to know that you're understanding what I'm saying, kid, so I can help you. The kid continues to repeat the words in the same order again. He goes back before the kid moves. Death, Hizashi, behind, Izuku says, grabbing his wrists tightly and staring into his eyes. They're full of fear and hopelessness, as the scene behind Hizashi is reflected back to him. The pale-haired man had his bare hand directly over Hizashi's throat. I think you've helped enough, voice hero present Mike. You fucker. You fucker. I got so teary-eyed during that. I hope y'all know that Hizashi talking about how Izuku's, like, some of that part where like oh, Izuku's, you know, whatever, like, part of that wasn't make-believe. Part of that was like my genuine actual reaction to that, like my actual heart-wrenching, like, true reaction to what is, like, okay. I'm glad he did see. I'm so glad he did see. So maybe learned helplessness is not gonna, like, fully catch on, because I know, like, you might say, like, wait, but Echo, Izuku isn't, like, getting out running. First of all, he can't run. Second of all, like, he's not doing anything. Mind you, Izuku just went through what he thinks is someone not hearing him, and he's like, fuck, I'm fucked, right? To, hey, they did hear me, but we're still fucked because that hero isn't suited for this. Izuku is so smart. So he's, like, sacrificing himself for this. God. Chapter 29 is She Belongs in a Dream. Summary: a grocery run cut short, lots of tears. Notes: okay, so no Fluff this time, but next chapter. I have an idea for a lovely chapter of Fluff, don't worry. You're a fucking liar! You're a lying liar who fucking lies. That's all you fucking do, that's all you fucking do. You fucking lie. You liar. You liar. Fluff is not coming. I have learned helplessness. There is no Fluff. There was never Fluff. We have been lied to. Fluff is non-existent. As always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds, especially if they're antidepressants right now. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.